Hello, everybody. Spirit Stacker here today, guys. Hopefully, you guys are all doing very well. And as of you all have all noticed what gold has done, it continues to shine in a way that's just incredible on the price, guys. It just hit new records of $3,650 and some change. And everybody's just like, what's going to happen? Is it going to continue to climb? But one thing that we all know is it's getting more and more expensive to obtain to buy. So with that being said, how do you guys feel? I know it's a feeling that we all have gotten or have felt at some point like, man, I want to add more gold, but it's so expensive. Silver has hit $41 and I believe 50 or 75 cents. It's definitely it was up on the $41 mark. It has dropped to $40.76 today towards the end, and then gold has dropped some to $3,625.13, but still it has surpassed new milestones. And the question is, how high will it go? Some people believe it will touch to $4,000 an ounce by the end of this year. Others predict that by mid 2026, next year, that it will hit $4,000 and even go up above. Apparently, J.B. Morgan and Goldman Sachs, they have predicted it will surpass $4,000 by mid 2026. And again, nobody really knows. One thing we do know is it just keeps climbing and climbing. Of course, it's geopolitical risks, and also central banks continue to buy all of them, actually. China, I was reading the other day, that just continues to stockpile gold like there's no tomorrow. And of course, it's getting more expensive with the average person. Let's be honest, not everybody could drop $3,800 on an ounce of gold just to do it. You would either have to take some from savings, or well, it'd have to be savings or some other kind of means. But that's a lot of money, especially for the ones that have of us that have been doing it for a long, long time. So, what do you think is going to happen? If people can't buy the full ounce, like I've been saying for a while, they're going to jump into fractional gold. Either it be grams, half a grams, 1/20ths, 1/10ths, a quarter, half. But I think, like I've been saying before, it's going to be where it's going to be at is fractional gold, and like I've said before, guys, it's a lot easier, especially when prices are very high, to be selling. If you had to liquidate, it would be easier to liquidate fractional than it would be a full ounce. Or, and I'm talking, well, you could probably do a full ounce, but if you had like 5 ounces, you're like, wow, I need to liquidate this now. As long as there's buyers, I guess they would take them. So definitely fractional, like I say, is a very good thing to have. Yes, you do pay the higher premiums, but it's getting to a point where it's hard to even afford it. That's why some other people are jumping into goldbacks. As you all know, Oklahoma's goldbacks came out recently. They're very pretty, and I'm gonna be honest, these are amazing art. I originally started with the Florida because I really love their art, and I'm like, wow, they have something going on right now. But again, there's just a premium on these, but it's another alternative of having gold on the cheaper. Like this one right here, this half goldback from Oklahoma, it's two thousandths of a troy ounce. This is probably like $3.80, but when you come down to it, you're having like about half of that amount in gold. So the premium is pretty high. That's to me more of a collector item. I think the new art is amazing. It's beautiful, and I want to have a few, but I'm not going to be spending like I would on my other fractional gold. So if people can't afford the big stuff, they're going to go for the fractional on gold. Another good thing is silver. Silver, even though it's hit $41.50 or so, silver still has not hit its all-time high. Its all-time high was close to $50. Now, if it passes $50, ooh, I think we're going to be having some interesting stuff happening because it has never surpassed $50 an ounce. And if that happens, I honestly think it's going to hit an all-new time record, not just because it surpasses it by a few cents, but I think it's going to go up very significantly, honestly, because if people can't get into gold, the next alternative other than fractional would be silver. Silver is still the more achievable. They call it the poor man's gold, which I don't like that phrase, but hey, are they kind of onto something? If we can't afford that, we'll go to that. But personally, I love silver. It has a lot of amazing, amazing things, like it's antibacterial. It's been money for as long as gold has been money, so has silver. They've gone hand in hand. Of course, the only thing that's different is the ratio of silver to gold. They weren't that far away from each other back in the day, which is amazing. And honestly, I still think it's a good buy at the price it's at, even because again, it hasn't even gotten close to its all-time high, which it did in the 80s. It did in 2011, and honestly, that's the only time that it's ever done that. So definitely a very good alternative right here, silver. And please leave in the comments, guys. Let me know what's going on in your area, especially for the people that are in other parts of the world. What's going on in your areas? Are people buying more gold? Are they selling more? Are they buying? And same thing with silver. What's going on in your areas? I would love to know, because every area is different. Apparently, like for example, China, if our silver right now is $40, let's say, simple number, you're going to be paying another premium on top of that. So you're paying not just the premium, but even more because it's in such high demand, and it flies off their shelves apparently, from some reports I've heard. Maybe because it's probably more affordable than gold, even though the younger generations are buying these beans that are gold, and that's all they can afford, which is like a gram. They come in 1 gram and 2 grams, if I'm not mistaken. They get these little jars, which is actually pretty cool, and then they start saving and start filling up this jar of gold. But from what I've heard, silver is very popular, and they can't meet the demand. Like, people just are buying it and they're hoarding it like crazy. So again, silver, definitely very good buy. So please let me know in the comments, guys, what's going on in your area, or what do you think? Personally, what I've done in the past and the times that I have experienced it, of course, gold has never hit in the price like it has. The most I've experienced it was in 2011 when it surpassed $2,000 an ounce. But silver was at almost $50 an ounce. So all I did was I just kept buying, but of course I just had less purchasing power. So I would just buy, instead of buying 4 ounces of silver at a time, I would buy 2, and definitely some Constitutional added with it. And then when I didn't like anything of the stuff they had, I would just buy Constitutional silver. I was continuing to add, but you're just buying less, unfortunately, because of the higher prices. So that's one thing I did in 2011 when it hit its all-time high. I definitely don't want to stop unless it gets to the point where I can't even afford anything. I'm hoping for my birthday I will get some more gold. I don't know if it'll be a 1/10 or maybe a few grams, something that I've started and I kind of like. So we'll see how it goes. And also India, the festivities season has started, and they were kind of waiting to see if gold might have a pullback, but unfortunately they're like, well, I don't think it's going anywhere, and the jewelers had to get ready, so they just started buying. They just started buying a lot of gold because they need to make that jewelry for the wedding holidays and other festivities that they have going on beginning in October, honestly, but they have to make the jewelry beforehand and get ready for that season. So that's also going to cause the prices to stay steady around the price mark that they are, or even increase. So it's something that just connects the world in one way or another. One place affects the other, so that's just how we are nowadays. Well, guys, that is it for the video today. I'm hoping that you guys are well. I will see you on the next one. Please leave on the comments, and if you haven't subscribed and if you liked what you've seen, please subscribe. It's free and it helps the channel. I'll see you guys on the next one. Happy stacking.